It's always a good day when you have a new weekly dividend ETF. To make the day go from good to great, it's a YieldMax weekly paying dividend ETF. And the YieldMax funds that are in our weekly dividend account right now have been outperforming everything by far. So I'm so pumped for ticker LFGY. We're going to go over it in this video, go over the tasks, what it's trying to accomplish, the goals behind it, and why I think it could be different from the rest, especially with what they are investing in. Because I think long-term, this one might be one of the better YieldMax funds. I'm saying that early. We haven't had any distributions yet, but we're going to check all of it out, and we're going to show it in the account already purchased for you guys and for myself, of course. So if you guys enjoyed dividend investing, high yields, all things under the stock market, don't forget to like the video and to subscribe. It helps out the channel a ton, and I really appreciate it. So with all that being said, let's roll the intro. All right, so we do have a lot to talk about, but first things first, credit where credit is due. I did not find this one. This was pointed out again by amazing commenters. You guys are the best commenters on YouTube, I promise you. It's crazy. I get all the information so quickly from you guys, and I really appreciate it. I don't know how you guys find it, if it's Twitter. I'm not sure. I'm not on Twitter, to be honest, but maybe I should be, because we had, oh damn, it's Ray, called this one out, and YBit, or YBTC. I have to specifically say YBTC. And how they're buying it, which is amazing. So all credit to that comment. And another commenter as well was a little bit after, but I appreciate it nonetheless. So like I said, no yield yet, but the key factor, we are looking at crypto and tech, a crypto and tech option income ETF. Normally I'd diversify by just buying one or the other, but now you don't have to. You can buy one and it's all combined. So LFGY aims to distribute such income on a weekly basis. This is key. And then we get a lot of the normal language that we've seen with the YieldMax ETFs. I wasn't thinking that YieldMax would put on another weekly payer. I don't know why I wasn't thinking that. It's done extremely well. They're the ones they have out, like YMAG and YMAX, like I said, have been the top performers in the weekly portfolio for quite some time. But I never really thought that they would. Roundhill seems to be ahead of the game with this stuff. They're putting out more and more. We now have 4 from them, and now we have 3 from YieldMax, which is just amazing. Defiance, you guys are doing all right. Don't put any more out. We are all right with the ones we have from you guys. Work on those. Flip the nav. Get the nav going up, and then we can talk. Again, this is not invest directly in digital assets like Bitcoin, just so you guys know. There's a lot of information on here. I'm not going to cover everything too strictly, just kind of hit the key points. One big thing, LFGY is an actively managed fund. We're going to have an expensive fee for this one too, I'm sure of it, that seeks current income and capital appreciation via investments in a select portfolio of 15 to 30 crypto companies. Very key. I like that number, 15 to 30, not too bad. I like diversification. They should be pretty well spread out, I would hope. There's going to be probably a lot of money flooding into this. I already did buy some, so I'm going to check what the market cap is currently sitting at, because I'm sure it's higher than they have even on here since the inception of the fund was just a couple days ago. So we can see, again, they're going to be selling option contracts on all or some of the portfolio of crypto companies, and they aim to distribute such income on a weekly basis. Love it. Love it. And then again, the capital appreciation via direct investments in crypto companies. I'm sure it's capped. I'm sure you're not going to get the same return and distributions. That's just the way the options work. It's kind of what we've seen with a lot of the other funds. But again, YMAG and YMAX have been performing so well. So let's talk about this. Fund inception 1/13/2025. It's very new. We've had 2 days on the market so far. And then we have a gross expense ratio of 0.99%, which I'm not an options expert by any means. But I do imagine that writing these calls every single day that the market's open is a lot more work. They're having to do it, I'm sure, at the beginning to get your full return for the day. Monthly, yeah, you still have to monitor and all that, but you're only writing the calls every, once a month, potentially. Maybe, a couple weeks less or a couple more, depending on how they're doing it. But so I expected this one to be more. It's actually less. Some of the others are at like 1.3%, so maybe it'll kick up once it starts, really moving. Net assets, $4 million. Very low. Very low. These things have been booming. YMAG and YMAX are, I think YMAX is the largest now, over 700 million, and YMAG is at like 330 million. So net assets, I'm sure, are going to grow. It's probably even more than that now. I I mean, we are changing the market. I hope you guys know that. I hope you guys as investors know we are definitely changing the market, because this weekly funds weren't even a thing. And we all talked about it. We all bought them, so much so that these fund managers are making money by managing these funds because they're so popular. And now they're making more because they want to keep making more money. So I'm going to look up the exact market cap currently. We can actually see if they have it on any of this information. But still, I'm pumped. Actually, I don't even see it anywhere. I don't know how fast these things can update because, like I said, it's only been a couple of days. But still, I think it is really important to know this stuff, to do your own research, figure this out. It's not financial advice, but I mean, where can this go? If it even goes to half of what we saw with YMAG, we'd be doing pretty good. So, yeah, I can't even find an accurate depiction on it. They're all still explaining it. It's all over the news, which I think is good. We want our news with this, right? We want everyone knowing about it and buying into it. But until we get more news on it or more info on it, we'll just leave it be. Volume's been insane, I'm sure, as expected. So going down, performance, nothing yet. Holdings. This is key. So we have MicroStrategy, which everyone knows, MSTR. The fund from YieldMax is MSTY. So one of the largest, probably the largest, and CONY right behind it. I think the third one would be NVDY. It might be bigger than CONY, but still. Two massive funds. And then we have a lot of crypto. I don't know if you guys know this. I used to love crypto. I really did. And then it kind of fell off. It went through the cycle and I kind of traded out of it. And I still own quite a bit of like XRP and I own some ETH and stuff like that. But I don't know. I've been thinking a lot more about it recently, but let's go through these companies. I owned a ton of these, even as stocks, right? Because I used to just invest in crypto in the stock market. I held Mara and Riot at one point. CleanSpark is one that I held. I never owned the iShares Bitcoin Trust. Thought the potential was not as good as some of these other ones. I owned Hut 8, and then I owned Hive as well. But Core Scientific and BitDeer, I didn't own either of those. But the weightings are important. MSTR is 17% of the holdings, and Coinbase is 15.5%. The rest dwindled down from 9 down to 3.5, and I'm sure they even have more that are smaller than that. But all in all, there's some insane money in this thing. I'm really excited. They already have it up on all these portfolios. I haven't looked at it on mine. I trade on Fidelity, but we did already buy it on Moomoo. They don't even have Moomoo on here. So, I mean, what are we going to do? Are you guys going to be buying this? I'm going to pull up Moomoo. Let's see what I bought it for, see what it has done the first day of owning it. All right, so you guys are getting a sneak peek. I normally put out the videos for the weekly account, every Tuesday. And right now it is Wednesday. So you're only getting a 1-day sneak peek, I guess. 1 day after last trading day. We are up a little bit from when I was speaking about it last, I guess more than a little bit. Pretty nicely, actually, 2% just today. And here we go. We have LFGY. Now, we bought 2 shares, our average cost of $52.98 and a current price of $53.64. So we're up 1.25%. No distributions yet. We have to fix this, not backwards adjusted, unadjusted. But again, this thing has just taken off. It began trading at what? 51.92, and currently it's at 53.84 because people are just interested. We still have the initial AUM of 3.84. We don't have a dividend yield yet. I wonder volume-wise how we're looking. Volume seems to be flat. I guess it's such a short time period that no one's really done much. It's hard to tell, but who knows what this thing's going to do. We've seen some of these other funds absolutely rocket at the beginning. We've seen some of them fall off at the beginning. So I really, really don't know. All I know is that this is now the second most profitable, just based off of market value, market return in the account. Our second most profitable weekly dividend ETF, and I've only owned it for like 8 hours. We know that YMAG is still positive. YMAX is still positive pretty significantly. XDTE bounced back up. Same with QDTE. They all look like they had a little bit of a green day today. YBTC, which is one of our newer buys, and that one is up just under 5%, just over 4.5%. So one thing I want to ensure with this account is that it's not just the newer the fund, the better they do, and then they die off, right? I want to make sure that in the long run, this account succeeds. And I'm going to continue to track it. We'll continue adding new stuff to it. Now, because I did buy a little bit over $100 of LFGY, we have $37.37 in cash. So I will start buying more funds the minute we keep getting these dividends coming out. And I'm going to try and turn LFGY into DRIP. We're going to have DRIP on right away. but it's already in the portfolio. We have now built a portfolio of 10 weekly paying dividend ETFs. And although some of them are dying, some of them are flourishing. And I'm really, really excited about this. I hope they keep coming out with more. If they do, I don't know what I'm going to do because I'm going to have to put more money into this account, but I will find a way because it is so much fun doing this. And I really appreciate all the support you guys have given to the series on the weeklies. You guys have been amazing. I will link the most recent video if you guys are interested in checking out the full account breakdown and the dividend tracking spreadsheet that shows how much they're paying out. That will give you the full breakdown on what's actually making the most money. That'll be linked at the end of this video. But I'm pumped. I hope you guys are too. Let me know in the comments. What are we doing with LFGY? Is it an immediate buy? Are we waiting? Are we going to see what happens for the first couple of months? I'm already in. You guys know that. I'm not in with my main account, so I want to know what you guys are doing. And as always, I appreciate you guys so much for watching the video, and I hope to see you in the next one.